All right, we are back from our weird temporary issues on the end of the last one. It kicked us out and didn't want to let us back in, and Mike dumped whiskey all over himself. The first one ended pretty uniquely there, but I'm the only one apparently keeping my wig on because we need to have some ginger in the stream. So today, and oh yes, obviously, welcome back to my whiskey den. You know, it's good to have you, and we should kick it off with a little intro this time.
Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3.
It's trying to make Mike bigger. Yeah, he does. Yeah, we want to believe it's going to work because we're supposed to go on with Robert in about 15 minutes, a half an hour, and if thing holds on for another 20 minutes like I did last time, we'll be tied up having a panic attack. But like we said, we're switching over to Icarus now, and I think Ben's got the lowdown on Icarus. His bot. Hopefully it doesn't break. There's nothing wrong with some action in the background.
Yeah. Unruly kids tonight. So, let that settle for a second.
Apparently, this is the way the week's going to go.
Hell of a night, eh, guys?
Yes.
I feel bad for the person going after the two of us.
Yeah.
All right. So you got the mash bill there. Icarus is basically their hubris, their corn whiskey that they have aged. Part of it aged in was finished, in some port barrels, and the other part was finished in Islay barrels. And then they blended those together and created Icarus. So you've got this wonderful, just intriguing balance, or I don't know if it's balanced very well. I mean, it's really well done, but there's this wonderful play of sweet and salty and smoky and fruity notes throughout. And so Robert had told me previously, this is one of their most challenging blends that they do, is trying to balance that port with the corn and the Islay, and to come up with just the right blend with this. So it's a limited release they do once a year, and looking forward to the 2020 when that comes out. But this is coming in at 105 proof for the 2019, and it was one of my favorite whiskeys for that year. It's fantastic.
All right. I just swirled through some on myself. Yeah, the night's not going well. Like, everyone's just think this is coming out over 3 or 4 days. That tonight is not. This whole ginger wig thing is like backfiring horrifically on us.
You know, I accept my faults, and if you haven't watched the Promethean video, just watch it. I accept it as it happened.
Yeah. I'm scared to put the wig on. I'm afraid to break one of my bottles.
Well, at least you'll be able to close down the stream like that does.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the other one, Promethean, had a little bit more molasses note on it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The wine and the peat really subdues that.
Yeah, just on the nose in general. I mean, you get the peat, but it's a lighter fragrant. It's like almost like a fragrant peat. I don't even know if that makes sense, but I think some people out there will get that as like a fragrant peat.
It smells like when you're in the kitchen and you're cooking through like stewing fruits, and just the aroma is coming off of it.
Yeah, it's the top note for me right off the bat. It gives me the impression of if you think of raspberries. And so if you're making sauce where you're mashing raspberries and you've got sugar sprinkled on there, it's this sweet sugar and raspberry note. And the peat and the smoke is kind of just there in the background. It's not dominant, but it's there. And I love how that plays against the sweetness.
It does on the nose. I'm surprised by how much of the barrels you're getting in competition. Like I don't mean like you said the Islay barrel isn't like competing per se, but they're both more powerful than almost the smell of the actual bourbon itself.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Like
fun. I think the way when you spend a little time with the glass or with the whiskey in the glass, how, you know, one moment you're getting the port, you get these rich syrupy raisin notes. And then next thing you know, you're getting this hit of smoke and brine and Islay. And then a minute later you come back and there's the corn, and then you come back again and there's the port all over again. And it just kind of cycles, one cycles through.
Yeah. And at the end, that's when I'm almost getting, like you're saying, like the port and brown sugar come back at like the tail end of it to kind of reemerge, where you're getting a little bit of that corn, that's corn in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you were saying, raspberries with the sugar are almost like a little glaze on it.
It's not very separate in the flavors, because it has a nice, I wouldn't say a blend to it, because it transitions from flavors to flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, and it's not like overtones of plums with sea salt on them. It's not. It is a journey. It's a very much a taste journey as it moves through them.
And after I've been in it like the second or third time on the nose, like the notes are becoming more prominent. I think I was just looking for something much more forward, like I got from Promethean. And this is a little more subdued, so it's like get a little more acclimated, and all of a sudden things start to emerge on this one.
Yeah, it's more. This one is more in nuance, if you will. I mean, there's some nice big notes in there, but everything is really nuanced and integrated really, really well.
It's for anyone who can't get it or hasn't had it yet. It's not a port finished whiskey. It's not any of the whiskeys you've had before that are wine finished. It's a marriage.
Oh, sorry, I just had a taste. That was a ride. Woo! That was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm
getting a big hit of like a sweet vanilla right now.
And wow, like it was the port, and then it was like I'm like, well, what's this rye? But it was the Islay kind of iodine, little spice, and other stuff coming up. Holy shit!
Yeah. It is, as they say, a really good whiskey.
I was just looking my tasting notes from last year at this. I ended it off with saying this is the definition of integration and balance in a whiskey.
Yeah, because there is no fight. When you're talking about flow before, where there was kind of up and down in Promethean, but this is almost just like a straight path.
Yeah.
Like it's just, there's nothing like popping up, but it just things emerge to like a certain mid-level.
Yeah.
And there's just something else fades away, but it doesn't fade. It just kind of like this thing's taking over now.
Yeah.
And the way that Pete rolls in on this is just, it's screwing my brain up.
It reminds me visually of a really good panning shot that covered a lot of area, like like watching Breaking Bad and how they did the cinematography, where it would pan and time would change while it's panning and going across there, and all these things happen, but it was steady across there along with all the change.
Right.
The peat has a really nice earthy note, and it's not like dominantly smoky peat, but it's like an earthy peat.
Yeah.
Wow. And you would think that being all corn, it would be a little more sugary. Wow, this way to go, Jonathan and Robert. This is really good.
Yeah.
This is a nice little, where people say I could sip on this all day, but the whole day I would be like focused. Where an everyday sipper, you would be like, oh, and like it doesn't matter, you can go do something else, and it's not a big deal. Yeah. This is good. This is like excellent mid-range whiskey where it is nagging at your attention the whole time. Like, it's pulling you the whole way through.
This is again, that's why it was one of my top 5 for 2019, and I'd had the Harbinger, and then I was able to get a sample of the Icarus when they released it. And when I tried the Icarus, that nailed down Ironroot for me. Like, okay, these guys are freaking brilliant. I mean, to pull this off, this is amazing.
And on the very, very end, like finish, I get that little bit of Texas funk that you're talking about.
Mhm.
It's just, I don't get it in the mid range. It's almost on the finish as everything's going away. It just kind of pops up for a second and it's there. Wow. This is fun. I wanted to say I could drink some of the, I almost want to hold on to some of these. I need to free up some sample bottles, but this is not going to be the one that gets freed up. I don't think. Not this family.
Yeah, I've been nursing the hell out of this bottle. It's kind of almost a special occasion whiskey to pull out when you really can sit down and enjoy it.
Yeah.
This
it's not one like you talked about having it all day, Patrick, and it's one you wouldn't pour like an ounce at a time 6 different times. I mean, it's for the whole day.
Yeah.
It's just
I could see this being like up at the Apostle Islands where there's like no light pollution. I could see this being like my camping whiskey, where at the end of the night I'm having a glass and just staring back up at the sky, being like, "Whoa!" The whole, just an experience with it, like in 2 or 3 different ways. This is excellent.
Yeah.
And Earth, yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna be tempted to. I want to know what Isle of Barrels they used on these because this is. I'm intrigued.
I think it's LaFroid.
Really?
I think so.
We'll find out, or we did already find out. Maybe up here we can jump backwards when you see the video to the discussion we might have with him because I'm intrigued as to what barrel they used
or if they reveal that secret.
That's true. I'll probably get slapped down and told no, which is fine. I understand that. I'm the same way with when I asked Yahara Bay about what their mash bill is, and they're like, "We don't tell anyone." I'm like, I get that. You know what I mean? Like we found something people like, and we really just like to be quiet about it and sell our product without people trying to, hump our, process of what we did. Yeah. So, but that is delicious. Yeah. And
I don't know if I mentioned it. Yeah, aged 39 months total time.
Oh, that's not bad. I mean,
that's one of their older ones.
It is.
Because if I'm not, I think I might have deleted that already. But it was, I think they separate it. They age it for a year in the 2 separate barrels, and they bring it back together for 6 months. Yeah. And they're in the original barrel, and this is something pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm like, yeah, the tawny's there, and then the tawny port's there, like a little bit of. It's almost, I don't want to say sugary bear claw like Rua was, but it's got a little more raspberry than like that. It was more of like an apple bear with like glaze on it and stuff, and then all of a sudden like the peat and the iodine and earthiness kind of rolls in over the top. I'm digging this.
Yeah, you get some nice, to me, a little bit of the kind of a mixed salted nuts in there from the port, and a little bit of brininess from the Islay, and it just, oh man,
wonderful. But I think we're short on time, so we're gonna cut this one off, and we have 3 more of them coming out this week. I have no idea if we'll wear the wigs anymore because it has cost us some time and some bottles already this today alone. So we may have upset the ginger gods. We may have to may not have to do this next time. But remember, from our den to yours, it's not the size of the den that matters. It's the love of the whiskey. Cheers, everyone out there.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3.